Hello and welcome to MGP416. I'm Kevin. With me as ever, there's Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. My Amazon Echo has just offered me up a recipe for vegetable samosas. I'm just glanced down at the screen on it, and now it's saying, try asking for cheese scone recipes. I think it was listening to the conversation we were just having before we hit record when we were talking about food, and my stupid Echo has now immediately offered me 2 different ways of having food.
That's pretty cool.
I'm a little bit worried. Bearing in mind I'm listening to you lot on headphones and I didn't really contribute to that conversation, I'm a little bit worried about how Amazon know what we're talking about over Discord through my headphones where there's no way they can hear me, but I now think they can hear me.
I mean, right now it could be a coincidence, but if we have a conversation in the podcast and then it starts offering you something else, then we'll know that there's something afoul.
Yeah, I mean, if it offers me 1 minute of video games in the next hour and a half, then we'll know it's definitely listening. How are we all on this fine week anyway? Is everybody good?
Yeah, I wasn't prepared for that clap sync and start of the podcast you were talking about. I was reading a tweet and then I launched my phone across the room, so I now need to go get it when there's a silent bit.
You know you don't need to do that. You can just put it down. We've talked about this before.
Yeah, but when it's not my turn to talk, I have internet to read.
Why though? Why can't you just...
I don't know. No, it goes off and I'm a monster.
To the conversation?
No, I am a monster. I do this TV, work meetings, anything. I can't help myself. I sit in work meetings just I've got an alert and I just have to pretend it's a customer. Because I'm
why
just
are you having alerts?
It's not an alert, Kevin.
2 years ago.
I'm addicted to my phone and I know I am, but there's Pokemon on it as well, so I can't stop. I'm a monster.
Is that what you're doing? You're sitting there playing Pokemon right now?
No, that's not actually on my screen. Someone was mocking Lee Hurst in WhatsApp, and I just was laughing at that. But you just started the clap sync while I was reading a joke, and my phone, I've gone and got it now, which was seamless. No one noticed. But
we heard the thudding as you.
You definitely heard it land. But no, I clapped very well on sync, on time though.
Oh, well done, Sheepdog. He clapped well.
Well, everybody else had their hands ready.
Applause.
Everybody else was there ready in the clapping position, and I had a phone that I had to throw, and I still clapped as you hit one.
We discovered pre-show he's learnt to count recently, and now he can clap as well. Well done. You've passed year 2, Sheepdog. Excellent. My word. I'm
very proud of myself. But other than that, I have had a good week. I had a man round to... Did I tell you? I know I've talked about this online a little bit, but I had a man round to quote my garage, and he quoted me 21 grand, Kevin, £21,000 to put a wall up and a window.
I have no idea if that's good or bad.
It's insane.
I have no concept of how much a garage conversion should cost.
Considering
the Chapman system of just locking the door, putting some bolts in, and insulating. It cost me £300 to convert my garage.
If you already had a good entrance into it that wasn't opening a big metal door, and if I put all my stuff in there behind that,
so you need a door putting in as well and a wall breaking through.
Yeah. So, like the quote I had before was 8 grand, so I thought that's probably about right. Everywhere I've read is about 8 grand. And then this guy comes round and he's like, I don't do designs. You're going to have to get an architect to design this. And I thought, it's a wall and a window. I actually mocked it up on my PC to show Persimmon because I wanted their permission to do it. And they were like, yeah, that's fine. I said, I can show you that if you like. He was like, oh, no, you're going to have to... I've got some people I can recommend. You can pay them. They'll design it. And then once they've designed it, I'll do it all. So I thought he was going to be cheaper because he was telling me that I needed somebody else. I was thinking he'll probably quote me 5 grand and his mate will want like 1,500 quid or something, and it'll work out better. And then when he sent his quote for 21 grand across, plus I'd have to pay an architect, I was just like, you can get lost. So I went back to the other fella who was, he was like 8.5 grand, and he's going to start it in 4 to 6 weeks. Well, he told me he'll cut the door whenever I want. He'll just come around and get someone to do it and sort it all out, and then they'll come in bits and bobs, but it'll be finished within 6 weeks. So that could be me sorted in a month and a half. I'll be ready with Sheepdog Towers all set up and all my stuff set up, and it'll be fantastic. I'm well excited, but I told the other guy after he'd quoted me, of course, that this moron I said he must have just assumed that I was like, I don't know. And part of me was like, I didn't say this to the man, but I was like, did he just assume that I was well off or something? Like, I must have given off a vibe that I didn't care how much it was going to cost, so he just thought, screw it, I'll triple the price. I just don't understand what he was thinking, because literally...
I mean, you do look like a gullible mug, so it could just be that.
It must be it. Like, he just, I don't know, I was like, mate, like, this is insane. You know, if he'd have just tried to con me for 500 quid, he'd have probably got away with it, but conning me for 16 grand... It's just not feasible, really.
The important thing we all need to know is if you're now potentially only 4 to 6 weeks away from all this being done, have you prepared a new excuse for not creating content for after it is done? Because this has obviously been your excuse for many years now. You need a new replacement for it for when you can't really be bothered.
Well, I mean, anyone who follows my YouTube channel knows full well that when I just can't really be bothered, I just don't turn up for 3 months. So I don't think bothered is the issue. No, I'm pretty ready. Some legend brought me a pair of monitors earlier. That mean I haven't really got an excuse not to use my PC when it arrives. I wasn't expecting that when I casually...
Imagine if that was the excuse you had. You finally convinced Kirsty after all these years to let you buy a PC. Then she says, why aren't you using that new computer you just spent all that money on? Not got any monitors.
Well, I mean, that was how you knew I needed monitors. I said to you, I bought the PC, but I don't have a monitor. And you were like, I've got 2 here, Sheepdog. And I thought, oh, Christ, I'm going to have to actually do this, aren't I? So you've given me 2, which are now next to me on this desk. I've shackled them to the desk. Hopefully I can get them back off afterwards. I put it pretty tight. But... yeah, I've got no excuse after this. I mean, I'm 2 days away from hitting that first Twitch milestone of twitching 7 days in a row, because it conned me out of a day, Kevin. I'm outraged. It's told me I've only done 5 when I've actually got 6 videos out there, and I feel really annoyed about it. It's an injustice, damn it. That's what it is.
Well, it measures it from midnight to midnight West Coast US time. So I imagine you did them you did two close together and they counted as the same day.
All right, so when I asked you this on Twitter and you went,
I wasn't. Let's not pretend I read tweets. But now we're having a conversation that I'm fully engaged in, because I'm not sat here messing around on my phone. I'm listening to you and getting ready to reply to all of your little problems that you might have. And now, I know the answer to that. You should have asked earlier.
That's probably it. So what you're saying is, for once, for the first time in my life, I actually got out of bed too early. And
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, god damn it. I mean, that's all right. I'll be done by Sunday if I play my cards right with it. I mean, I've established with Pab that it doesn't really matter anyway. Like, I just assumed there was something more to it, but it's just levelling up, isn't it, basically?
Yeah, all it really means is you can then get subscribers, and that's when you basically, that you're one step away from being really, really rich at that point.
Yeah, because let's face it, they're gonna be breaking the door down once I get past that line, aren't they?
Exactly.
By Monday
it does
morning.
mean that our long-term listeners who originally only had to use their Twitch Prime on me and not watch any of my content, and for the last year have had to rotate back and forth between me and Pab, they've now got to split it. I'm only going to get my freebie every 3 months now out of these people who don't actually watch Twitch but happen to have Amazon Prime, and I'm devastated by that.
It's quite a result, actually, that the company I work for has grown so substantially over the past 2 years, because I reckon they probably all got Amazon Prime, and I could probably put a work email out going, as your most loved employee, they all love me. They all love me dearly.
You sure the word you're looking for there isn't tolerate?
No, God, they think I'm a legend. I'm their hero. They look up to me. I'll just say to them all, look, lads, you got to do it. It's just important. Get on Amazon. Twitch. I want to go on, not Amazon, and just throw that freebie my way. I'll be rich this time next week.
I mean, even
Kev.
those of them that don't have Amazon Prime, you should remind them there's a free trial of Amazon Prime available, which does still allow you to do a Twitch Prime sub. So, anyone who's got Amazon Prime or has never had it and just feels like supporting us, it's twitch.tv/Lelujo or them two. We love freebies around here.
Do you know what I might do? I might put a work email around going, which of you have got Amazon Prime? And then I'll just take the details of the 20 or so that don't, and I'll just set them up fake accounts and I'll be rich.
Very wise. Very wise, Sheepdog.
So yeah, I've had a good week.
This is clearly not your first fraud.
Oh, you know me. Fraud is my middle name. How were your weeks, Anna and Pab? Because I've kind of monopolised that quite
No one ever
substantially.
asked how my week was. He's deliberately excluded me there. No one ever cares.
That's a good
I
point.
asked you lot, for
Sorry,
9
Kevin.
years, I've asked you lot every week. And I thought, as you said, how was your week? I'm thinking, oh my God, it's happening. I'm finally being asked. And then you specifically excluded me from it.
I kind of just assumed you'd had a great week because we'd been talking. Yeah, you're right. How was your week, Kevin?
It was all right, thank you. Nice of you to ask. See you again in a decade for another inquiry as to my general well-being.
Well, I realised, though, what I thought there was every week you ask how our weeks have been. I speak for 15 minutes and you say, let's talk about games, and no one asks Anna and Pab. I didn't even consider that no one asks you. I'm sorry. But the three of you should talk about your weeks.
Nothing to report.
Nothing.
And this is why we just start talking about games.
Well, you've had
was
your
speaking
chance.
for them both.
Yeah,
Boring.
you've had your chance there.
Yeah. Same old. Not a lot going on. Not a lot you can do, isn't
me.
it? Really, let's be honest. There's not a lot you can do.
Well, you lot apparently have walked 50,000 miles this
That's
past
from
week.
a job, though. I mean, that's different.
Yeah.
We've established it takes me 80 steps to go from my office to make a cup of tea and back to my office again. 80 steps exactly. That
Right.
included me pacing out the distance between the kettle and the sink.
I might set up an obstacle course, the 12 steps it is to get to my kettle and sink. Because my kettle and sink are next. I mean, it feels like you're not being very efficient, Kev. My kettle and sink are next to each other.
Yeah, I'm deliberately allowing for exercise. Because I wear suits to record my videos, I am next to our laundry room. My office is next to that. I could hang my suits in there
No, you're
and
not.
just get changed there. But as Anna pointed out when we first moved in, it would be better to leave them 2 floors away from me, because then every time I need to get changed, I have to go up 2 flights of stairs, and it's exercise for in the middle of the day then. So she's very right. I leave them upstairs, and that means at least like 4 times over the course of a working day, I'm running up 2 flights of stairs for a costume change. She's a genius.
Do you reckon if I got like monkey bars from where I sit to all the various points in my house, I could just gain up a body strength by just swinging my way around the house?
I mean, I think all you're going to do is pull the plaster out the ceiling, to be honest.
I did. My first question was going to be how much weight do you think the average ceiling could take? But I just thought I'd probably. There's something behind that, like the other side of that ceiling, isn't there? Like wood and floorboards.
Yeah, upstairs, Sheepdog. Upstairs is
Yeah.
the other side of that
And
ceiling.
I'm upstairs now, so upstairs can take my weight. We've established that. So if I hung them from the floorboards, that would work. Surely the average floorboard can take my weight. So why not when I'm hanging from it via monkey bars?
I mean, there's only one way to find out.
Yeah.
Get yourself some monkey bars.
There must be
Let's
someone
see
out
what
there
happens.
who sells this as a service. I mean,
Or putting monkey bars in people's houses so fat people don't have to go for a walk.
I'm just
You
thinking.
think that's a service somebody sells?
I'm just thinking if I'm going to do the effort, I'd rather gain the arm strength than the leg strength, really.
Why?
Because you never know when you need to punch someone, do you, really?
But leg strength would make, walking around easier.
It's not hard now. I just prefer not to do it. I don't find it hard. I walked a marathon, Kevin.
That was 10 years ago.
Yeah, but it didn't faze me, and I was just
If
as
you tried
unhealthy
to do
then.
it now, your shins would snap.
They wouldn't. That did not faze me at all. That was probably the easiest walk of my life.
You were in your 20s. So you're telling me that 30-mile walk was the easiest walk of your life. I think there's some exaggeration involved there, because we've just established your kettle is 12 steps away, and you're telling me the marathon you did was easier than that.
Well, no, what I'm saying is, it was so easy, it made me think, there's nothing to walking, I'm just going to
It
stop.
was so easy, you didn't bother doing it
Yeah,
again.
I'm retiring
Yeah,
from
exactly.
walking now, and at this point, I'm just thinking
I'm
monkey
getting
bars
monkey
around the
bars.
house. Yeah, I can get a ladder instead of a staircase. I don't know, if I just got a pole and
Rather
climbed
than a
up
ladder,
that.
you should get one of those rope ladder things that they have on ships. Have you ever tried climbing one of them as an adult? It was all right as a kid, but trying to climb one of them as an adult is a nightmare.
It was never
There
good as a
is-
kid. I wiggled all over the place on one of them.
Yeah, they are infinitely worse than a normal ladder. So just get rid of your stairs. Your kids will love this. Get rid of the stairs. Rope ladders. That's
I
what
might
you
get
need
like a
around
rock
the house.
climbing wall. Just have various rock climbing slots in my ceiling, and I'll just climb upstairs instead of taking any route. That sounds fun.
Is there any chance you've been playing Spiderman this week? Is that where these ideas have come from?
No, but I wish I had. I should have played Spider-Man this week. I didn't.
You're a monster. Pab, do you want a rope ladder or a climbing wall, or should we just talk about some video games?
Is it an either or can I have both?
Yeah, I guess you can have both if you want. Which would you rather have, a rock climbing wall or a rope ladder?
Rock climbing wall.
Yeah.
How about just a rope,
Okay.
just a regular rope, like you'd have in like in the gym at school?
Nobody
one
in the
can climb
history of
them.
the world has ever climbed a
What
rope.
were you thinking,
That
Pab?
is something that only happens in cartoons. It is completely imaginary. Nobody on this planet can climb a rope. It
Imagine
is impossible.
the rope burns. I'd have like leather hands after a week.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But how cool would it be? I'd like to master it though.
But
What is it
it's
to
not
learn?
possible.
Like
It
fortune
defies
tellers-
physics, Pab.
Fortune tellers wouldn't be able to tell my fortune. If everyone had that in their house, the fortune telling industry would be ruined,
Sheepdog.
Pab.
Think of the burgling you could do.
That's a really good point. More fraud.
Exactly. So, video games. I've been playing Football Manager this week.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? I've started a new series. And
Born in the USA,
it's
is
set,
it?
Born in the USA.
Yeah.
It's set in the United States of America, and it's like playing a completely new game because I've changed the currency to dollars and the language to English US rather than English UK. So now, rather than being the manager, I'm the head coach. My players go on vacation rather than holiday. What else have we got? We don't have a director of football. We have a general manager. It's just all different. We don't do team talks. We do, I think it's pep talks. Team talks are called
Pep talks, Jesus.
pep talks. We're never away from home. We're on the road. It is a completely new game. I'm learning the American lingo. I'm basically becoming American by playing Football Manager in American. Plus, I'm learning about dollars. All the weights I've got in pounds rather than something sensible.
Is this how
it's-
Zealand plays it?
Yeah, that must be why he's not very good, because it's all nonsense.
It is just
now we
nonsense.
understand why he's so bad at the game, because he's just playing it on nonsense mode. That's why he doesn't know what he's talking about.
What is their problem as a country? Why can't they just speak English?
It is an absolute madness. But yeah, it's quite the experience playing it all wrong. I quite like it.
Filth. Don't they have some weird league rule as well, like you can't lose, basically?
I've got rid of all that.
No one
We've
gets
re- we've re-
relegated.
We've rebuilt it's an entirely new custom database, 10-tier pyramid-style setup, much like European League.
So you've just changed American football. You've not stuck to their weird rule.
Sheepdog. I haven't changed anything. I just threw money at a man and he did it all for me. This is how I do things now. I don't do things for myself. But yeah, it's all completely changed and differently. I'm currently playing in the Eastern League in Tier 10 with a load of other amateur and semi-professional teams, basically from in and around Boston, because I'm playing as Bourne in Bourne, Massachusetts, which is just down the road from Boston. So, yeah, it's me and a load of other Massachusetts teams in this little regional league that I'm playing in. It's awesome.
What was the point of playing it in America if you're not playing the American League system, though?
Cynicism. 10% of my audience are currently from America. It's my second biggest market. And goodness me, am I getting some Americans watching this series.
But they're going to be all like, wait a minute, how's he getting relegated? I don't understand this concept.
They're loving it.
Because I
the
like
amount
being
of people,
spoon-fed.
the amount of people who are commenting saying, I'm an American and I love this. I wish this was how it worked in my country. This is amazing.
They don't like risk, do they? The company owners.
I'm revolutionising America. Plus, we just won the 10th tier and I declared myself world champions. So I'm enjoying myself with that as well.
World Series of Soccer.
Yeah, exactly. It's all really cool. And some of the team names are absolutely fantastic.
Oh, they
because
can
they're
name
all-
a team. They're legends for naming teams.
They're all genuine names of teams that either currently exist as like semi-pro clubs or have previously been teams in the past. So just in this Eastern League that I'm in, we've got the Tartan Devils. We've got the New Hampshire Bobcats.
That was Pab's nickname, wasn't it?
I think it was. There's one team called Kid Super Samba.
That's just words.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic the amount of different names that they've got. They should just name all sports teams.
They should. That should be their job in the world.
Currently second in the Eastern League is Kalamazoo. They're just called Kalamazoo. That's the name of the team.
Did I tell you
Kalamazoo FC.
I was on holiday and they were talking about the football, and it was like Sunderland, Leicester, and I was just like, why are they saying everything so wrong? Did they not fact check any of this? But it was Sunderland. It sticks with me forever. And I mean, Leicester's pretty brilliant. Like, they didn't know it was just Leicester, Leicester. They should name everything. That is something they're amazing at, naming.
I'm now trying to pick out other fun names, but there's too many of them. They're all too good. But yeah, it's lots of fun. If you have, hold on, I'm now looking at the Pacific National League. The bottom two teams, the San Diego Zest and the San Diego Flash. They're the two sides bottom of the league. The Zest and the Flash. It's falling apart at the Zest and the Flash.
They'd have lemons at that other one, do they? It's like the lemon fans and the non-lemon fans.
Yeah. AFC Hearts of San Francisco, which I really hope is a Heart of Midlothian feeder club, because that would be amazing.
I mean, maybe it's good that they've developed some weird league system so it keeps them busy for a bit. But yeah, I feel like if they did proper leagues, it would be nuts over there, wouldn't it? Could you imagine if all of those fed into a proper American Premier League with the 20 best out of every region?
That's exactly how this database works, Sheepdogs. It's a wonderful thing. And now I'm hoping that Katie 1895, which is one of these teams, I want to see them charge at the league. What a name.
The fans are going to be like, come on, Kate. Go on, Kate.
They should. Anna, we're moving to America. I want all these teams. I want them in my life on a regular basis.
I see.
The San Diego Surf are doing better than the Zest or the Flash, by the way. I've just noticed them in a higher league.
Are they named after washing powders?
It sounds like it, doesn't it?
Just cleaning products.
There's one just called Scott Gallagher, Missouri.
It's one man running around.
When they're naming that team, he's filling in the form wrong. It says name, and he's put his own name.
Yeah, he's just forced to turn up on his own and just run at 11 men.
It doesn't tell me what year they were formed. I hope they're still an existing team. Apparently, Scott Gallagher, Missouri can only buy players who are under 23 years old. They have a little rule. So, There we go. That's Football Manager, but in America. So, I guess, Soccer Manager, therefore counts as a different game. Kev wins at podcasts this week.
Good
Wonderful
work.
stuff.
So, I bought a game that I watched you play a long, long time ago, and I'm going to admit something here, that you made the game look more fun than it was. I bought
that's my talent. I've made a living playing Football Manager. Sheepdog. Come on now.
Well, I bought Train Station Simulator on
I love
Steam.
that game.
And I do, it's okay, right? But I know someone, I can't remember how I know him or where I know him from, but I follow him on Twitter, and he's really into trains, and he does lots of train streams and vlogs and so forth. And he was like, I really want to play a train game. This was like 6 months ago. And I said, a friend of mine played Train Station Simulator. It's pretty good. He really enjoyed it. And so he got it and played it, and he messaged me back going, it's a little bit basic, but I enjoyed it. It was a good afternoon. So I got an email the other day saying it was like a $5, I think it's like $4.50 on Steam. And I thought, that's a bargain, I'll buy that. And then I actually realised it can just run on my Mac, which I didn't know. I'd have bought it years ago if I'd known it ran on my Mac. So I was playing it, and there's not really much to do other than set timetables, is there, really, once you get going?
It's great.
I've got 3 rail lines going. I've got all of the different shops. I think the only thing I need to add in is a proper little food hall. I built the lounge with the bar before I built the food hall. I've got loads of fruit and shoe shines and people selling newspapers and stuff. And I just thought, what these people need is booze. They're on a train. Most of them are going national. They just need to drink. And I mean, I thought I was going to fall into the gap of getting into debt. But I took all the loans they offered, and then I'm paying them all off now. And I'm just like, right, once I've paid off all the loans, I'm just sat here earning money and stopping ruffians from ruining my station. I find it hard to believe that any station in the world gives a flying toss whether any of the people there are happy. But apparently I need to care about it. So,
well, there's a reason they put W.H. Smith in stations, Sheepdog. It's because they want people to be happy.
They only have them there so that 3 times a year I can buy a copy of New Scientist and feel all clever while I'm reading it on the train, and then pick it up every few weeks for the next 3 months when I see it around my house. I never finished reading that. That's the only reason Smiths exists as a company. But yeah, I am enjoying it. But it's like I played it for a few hours, and I'm just like, I don't really see the point in really going into all the different campaign modes and that, because what can really change other than I noticed there's a freight option.
More trains, more lines.
Well, I've got 3, and that's covered the entire
I had a station with
timetable.
like 8 lines on it.
But there's only 12 trains that come in, isn't there, or something? Or does it get longer?
Depends. You got to keep playing. It's a wonderful game. I streamed that for like a month, a year or two
A month,
back.
really? I mean, I watched you stream it probably twice. I assumed you'd stopped. I mean, don't get me wrong. My tone sounds like I'm hammering this. It's fun. But I'm kind of like, okay, once I've completed this mission, like this challenge, not mission, whatever it's called, campaign, is there stuff to unlock, or have I got it all from the start? Because what I like about like a Roller Coaster Tycoon or a SimCity or whatever is that you kind of have to hit milestones before they let you put stuff in. Whereas this seems like it's either hidden and I don't know about it, or I've got everything and the best I can do is build a lounge and a food hall and underpasses and stuff like that. Whereas if I can unlock...
I think you unlock different time frames, don't you? I think depending on
different decades, isn't it?
Decade, it has different decades, and the different decades have different things.
Okay, because I'm still in the 70s, so that's probably part of it then. It'll upgrade, will it?
Yeah, it's time for you to modernise, Sheepdog. Stop wearing those flares. You love those flares, but it's time to give up on them.
So why did the trains still look all electrical, even though it's 1970?
They had electricity in the 70s.
No, but they didn't have like pointy, white, perfect-looking trains like they do in this game. I thought they were still like, well, they'd have been like the boring diesel ones we have, wouldn't they?
I don't know. I wasn't alive in the 70s, Sheepdog.
Well,
I'm not a train expert.
I thought
I
you
wasn't.
I thought, mate, well, you'd have been like 1, I assumed, but no, you were born in the 80s, weren't you? 82?
I was. I'm a millennial. Yeah, I am king of the millennials.
I thought millennials started...
You thought wrong.
84, 85.
I'm a millennial. They started in 82. I
am.
absolutely am a millennial. Hold on, I'm going to go to amiamillennial.com, which I assume exists. Am I a millennial? The first one that comes up is, am I a narcissist? Which I can only assume I've Googled before.
Oh, God.
Millennials were born between 1981 and 1994.
Holy cow, okay. That's surprising. Lots of people try and do us out of being millennials. I've had several people say I'm not a millennial, and I'm pretty sure I am.
That's because they look at your head.
Claire told me
You
the
don't
other
look
day,
like a millennial.
Mrs. Sheepdog said that when she met me, she thought I was in my 30s. I was like, I was 21, Claire. But you were older than me.
Yeah, she looked at your hair.
She was
I can believe
23,
that.
22, and I was 21, I think. I might have even been younger, because it was, 2005? I'd have been 20, actually.
I assumed you were older than me when we met.
That's insane. I thought you were the oldest man on our course, and there was a 50-year-old woman on our course, so...
Well, that would still make me the oldest man, wouldn't it?
Sorry, I meant person, but yeah.
You did not think
No,
that.
I didn't really. I was just lashing out at you. You'd definitely seen more of the world in terms of working and people. I just assumed you were a bit older. I didn't think you were in your mid-30s or anything like that. But no, I'm a little bit surprised. I sort of said to her, so you were 22. So why were you talking to this man you thought was in his mid-30s? Like that's.
She was after a sugar daddy.
She was, wasn't she?
She's been living with that disappointment ever since.
That was part of my reasoning with her. I was just like, at what point did you think, oh crap, he's younger than I am, and he's I mean, she was even saying yeah, you were pretty childish for years. I was like, okay, we don't need to carry on with this discussion. It become a bit of a character assassination then, and I had to kind of put the telly on and start ignoring her. So she's
trying to make out you're not childish now.
I don't know. I didn't hear the end of the conversation, Kevin. I was watching cartoons.
Wow.
But yeah, no, I didn't like hearing all that. Apparently, I was more.
Well, Anna was mocking me earlier because apparently it's not normal when you're being picked up to go somewhere to wait at the end of your driveway with your backpack on, like I do. But
well, I was told it's apparently not normal to go out podcasting with your mate and spend all your time gallivanting around the country when you've got a newborn at home with your wife. I didn't think that was childish. I thought that was just entrepreneurial.
Yeah, exactly. All that money you've made off the back of that. Over the years.
Well, yeah, I didn't say I was a good entrepreneur. I said I was just an entrepreneur.
Well, there we have it.
Train
I believe
stations.
that's extensive reviews of video games, which means it's probably time for Pab to insert an advert.
Okay, go on.
Sheepdog, let us get paid. Come on. You are a bad entrepreneur. You're terrible at it. Pab, put in an advert, and then Sheepdog can tell you about the other game he reckons he's played. Come on then, Sheepdog. What are you pretending that you've played?
I regretted saying it afterwards because I already talked about FTL 10 years ago, but I have been streaming it still, and I'm a bit.
Where have you been streaming it, Sheepdog?
On twitch.tv/sheepdog6k, and
Interesting.
I'm a little bit bitter because somebody tweeted me earlier going, Sheepdog, after watching you play it a few times, I decided to fire it up myself, and I've completed it. And I'm like, oh, you son of a...
Was that a 9-year-old?
Like, I don't know. I'm like, don't send me stuff like that. Don't send me pictures that you've completed the damn game that I'm trying to complete. I've got to the end boss on this game now, on stream, twice. And you have to beat it 3 frigging times. It's my worst nightmare in any game. I have never completed Final Fantasy 13 because you have to beat the boss 3 times, and I can only do it twice, and then I just run out of steam because I can't be bothered. But this stupid game, yeah, I nearly beat it the second time the other day, and I'm just determined to do it over the weekend. I had quite a distraught moment where I lost 20 minutes before the end of my stream, and I had to try and kind of just limp along playing it again, knowing full well I was never going to get to the end of it before the end of the stream. But I couldn't believe it. It was like all day it's been bugging me that person. I was like, well done, but I'm really bitter about this, is my response to it. I was like, I'm really annoyed that you've completed it without even trying.
I would have just blocked him without even saying anything, just an instant block.
I did almost send like a passive aggressive kind of how do I block someone and make sure they're aware of it or something like that. Just message back to him. I'm hoping he just thought it'd be funny to send me a picture and he didn't actually do it, but I'm pretty sure he did. I watched a guy on Twitch.
He did, because I heard about it.
Yeah, I watched a guy on Twitch just complete it like it was nothing as well, and I just thought, why is this game so hard to me? Like, I don't get it really. The other day on Wednesday when we were playing it, I felt so prepared. I went into that first battle. Like, so basically, you get to the end, and this giant ship's there. I went into that battle, and I annihilated it. I wiped the floor with it, and I thought, right, here we go. I've got a full health. Everything's ready. Everything's prepared. Let's go into round 2. And in round 2, it just decimated me. I flew away with no health at all and thought, can I heal at all? No, I can't. I'm screwed. Let's just go back in. So I just flew back in and it just killed me. I didn't stand a chance. But yeah, I'm just... I know it's kind of luck based. Like it decides where you get repairs on the map. Where the repairs are on the map dictates kind of whether you're likely to get any, whether you're likely to be able to get more once you've started engaging the boss. But I've got there twice now and been humiliated by it. So I'm hoping 3rd time's the charm. Although, I mean, officially it'll be 6th time's the charm, and officially it'll probably be about 200th times the charm. But I just can't do it. I just suck at games, or certain games. I just can't do it. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's easier on PC, and maybe if I haven't completed it by the time I get a computer sorted and everything, maybe I'll play it.
Which you won't have done, obviously.
No, I won't have. So I think whilst I will be streaming Pokemon and stuff like that, and console games and PC games, I might fire this up once in a while and just have a stab at it over a couple of hours, just because there's going to be a time. This is the beauty of it. There's going to be a date and time where I fire this up and I do a 2-hour stream, and at 1 hour 55 minutes of that stream, I'm just going to absolutely fluke it, and it's just going to be amazing. But knowing my luck, there'll be no one there because they'll be like, Sheepdog, just stop playing FTL. We're not interested. But I'll do it. And those 4 people that bothered to stick around will be just cheering, knowing that I've put so much frigging effort into completing this game. I mean, this has definitely broken one of the things I always thought would be quite a fun thing to do. I always thought it'd be quite fun to go back and find all the games that I've failed to complete and then complete them that's a challenge on like a series. You know, I've got a list in my head. I can think of at least 10 games I've just failed to complete. Several of them are Mario games, and I've just got to that final boss. I put all the hours in, and I just can't beat the last boss. And I just thought, screw it, I'll just watch the end on YouTube, and that's it. I've just done that. But I'm not going to do that because FTL has pained me so much. I'm just like, ugh. And I've already seen the end on Twitch, so it's not even worth it. The end is just, well done, you did it. Here's your stats. It's like literally a 5-second message of you completed it. You beat the Rebel fleet. Well done. And as I say, the guy I was watching completes it like it's nothing. He just goes through it every I think he streams every other night or whatever. And he just smashes through FTL a different way each time. But I'm obviously at the ceiling of my capability with this game, and it's ridiculous.
You're a buffoon.
Yeah.
Anna, what have you been playing this week?
Not a lot. Been sleeping.
That's
a
not
lot.
true. I've been watching you play games.
You've seen me play Spiderman,
I have.
Miles Morales. Is that his name?
Yes.
Miles. Yeah. So
Yeah, that's right.
Same as
I
Tails.
started it again. Got further than I got before, so I went back to my old save. Did the part I just did.
Okay.
And because I want the trophies on my actual profile.
Oh, right, okay.
And just getting more powerful. And they seem to have updated it a little bit. Like the world seems a bit more lived in than it did before. Because before I was playing, it's really empty. Like with
played
the
on 4K mode.
yeah.
Yeah, so in the 4K mode, they take like crowd density and everything down quite a lot. So you're probably not seeing anywhere near as many as people you would if you just put it in performance mode. So yeah,
Maybe I should have a look and but it doesn't seem as empty. Before it was just really empty. It just didn't seem really lived in, like the other Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4. But yeah, he has powers. He has like different powers to Mr. Main Spider-Man, which is fun to use. It adds more flair to the game than just hitting them and webbing them. You've got, is it electric? Bioelectric, I think it is. So it makes everything shiny and electrified as you will. But that's it. Like, I really haven't done that much this week. Oh, I did play some Mario Galaxy on the Switch. I like Mario Galaxy games. They are very fun.
That's because I got you that for Mother's Day. I'm
yeah,
so
of course
kind.
you did. Of course you did.
I ordered that specifically for you because I knew you'd really enjoy that collection.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So I
did.
had that Mother's Day present in place for you for like 3 or 4 weeks before Mother's Day. I was that organised this year.
No, it's because you got the wrong one.
Not what?
Valentine's Day.
That doesn't sound right.
But yeah, that's pretty. I like that. I don't know. I remember it, but I don't remember it. But it's on the Switch. Like the Switch is just,
Not
and
for
it's
long.
Mario. Not for
Going
long.
away soon.
They're
It's
vaulting
going
it,
away
aren't
soon,
they?
isn't it?
Absolute mad lads.
No, what they'll do is they'll just release them out piecemeal, so you'll be able to buy them separately rather than just buy the collection. I imagine that's what's going to happen.
That might be good, because then I can do the Sheepdog completes Mario Sunshine challenge from previously mentioned games are never completed.
I haven't put on Sunshine. Will I like Sunshine, do you reckon?
Yeah, Sunshine was awesome.
Yeah,
They were all good.
It's good.
Just in breaking food news on my Echo, lemon posset with shortbread.
You were
is
talking
the
about
latest
zest.
recipe it's offering me. Yeah, I was. It's a good point.
That's about it. Like, I'm not done a lot.
Scones.
Splendid.
I think this weekend, I'm going to put in my Assassin's Creed because there's been an update. So apparently, is it Altair's uniform is accessible, so I can go back to 2003? No, 2004.
Don't do that.
Why?
2007?
Really? Is that all it is?
It was 360 era, wasn't it? 360 PS3, so I mean that came out in 06. 360, so
okay.
it probably would be at least. And it wasn't first year, so it's at least 07, 08, maybe.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Well, I can get myself into that, and I believe there's just been an update for some kind of festival is going on.
Yeah.
Like a festival.
Yeah.
You can wear a daisy chain kind of attire on your head, or if you're a bloke, you get to put flowers in your beard.
Oh,
So
whoa. Can I not wear one on my head?
Ah.
if you're a girl, yeah, that's
No,
not like
I want to wear one on my head. Who do I sue about this?
Maybe you can. I've just seen a screenshot of the girl assassin having it on the head, the boy assassin having it in his beard. The beard looks festive. It's very very becoming of a man to
I don't wish to adorn my beard. I want to wear a daisy chain on my head.
But yeah, I'm gonna stick that in tomorrow. I'm waiting for the DLC now. I just want it to. I want to have a look. Well, because we're going to. I think it's Ireland.
Yes.
And I want to go over there. I want to go have a look and see what they're up to. But
St. Patrick's Day, probably.
that was yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, well,
The
I mean,
day before.
they won't have finished yet, will they? It was a Thursday, let's face it. They'll be at it till Sunday.
There's no pubs open, so they can't do anything.
They'll be at it till Sunday.
But that's my weekend, yeah. So I'm gonna play that. Not been on it for a while. That's it. That's me.
Did Alexa bring up
Splendid.
scone recipes when I randomly shouted scones?
It's now sausage and white bean casserole.
nothing
I
to
don't
do
know
with it.
why it's just showing me recipes.
I just
This is
randomly.
weird.
I thought if I said scones, you'd go, no, nothing. But you still carried on talking, and I was like, no, I need to explain why I shouted scones. I'm sure the listeners got it.
It's now asking me to ask what the German word for cat is. The reason I'm noticing this is because I've moved all the cups off my desk, so I can now see the screen on it.
Oh, you're disgusting.
What is the German word for cat? I thought it was just shat.
French.
Alexa,
That's
what's the German word for cat?
Cat in German is Katze.
There you go.
Didn't hear what it said.
Katze.
Katzer?
Yeah.
I think shat's French.
Yeah, it's French.
Yeah.
Do you want me to ask?
Go on.
Probably not necessary. Everyone's already going to be upset. I've just set their things off.
Yeah.
Do I have to move it closer so it can feed into the microphone? Hold on. Alexa, what's the French for cat?
Cat in French is chat.
Yeah.
There you go. Now you know.
Educational.
Yeah. Someone talk about video games.
Wow.
Can you hear what we've descended to?
It's Pab's turn, isn't it?
It's me. Okay, so what have we done this week? Let's have a look. I continue my run through Hitman. I finished Hitman 1. When did I finish Hitman 1? Can't remember now. Did we finish it last week? Maybe.
Don't know.
It's your job to tell us,
Yeah.
Pab.
I think you finished it on the 26th of February.
No, definitely. I think it might have been last week, or maybe.
How was it as a game, Pab?
Hitman
No,
1.
Sheepdog, can we focus on the important issues here? We need to know precisely when he finished it.
I don't know when I finished it, but we started Hitman 2. Hitman 2 is... I'd only played the first level of Hitman 2, so I'm going into Hitman 2 completely blind now, not knowing what the levels look like, what the things is I'm required to do, and yeah, it's
Imagine
a good...
assassinate people is probably what you're
it is,
required
but
to
it
do.
also there's certain things like certain requirements, such as like I don't know what did I have to do today. I had to find a robe today, find evidence or something. It's like other objectives in there now, not just assassinate these people and get out. There is that, but there's also like additional objectives as well that require you to do something. And yeah, it's just more Hitman. It's more levels, more. It's like slightly. I'm saying that it's slightly tweaked stuff from the first one, but it's slightly tweaked again because we're playing them all in free anyway. So we're all running on the freeze updated engine, Three's updated, controls and skill sets and what have you. We're all still playing on 3, trying to push on to get to Hitman 3, which I'm hoping to do next week, I think, because I'm on the last main story level of Hitman 2 right now. I started just before the end of stream today even, and yeah, there's two additional levels, DLC levels, so we'll play through them. So fingers crossed, by next week we should have started 3. Fingers crossed. No guarantees. No guarantees because it's.
Can you do us all a favour this time and write down the date that you finished 2 so that we can be accurate with it?
I mean,
when
I
you
can
talk about
try.
it.
I need to be able to uncross my fingers as well, because I'll be praying for you, Pab.
Yeah. I think I can't say whether you'd like these games or not, Sheepdog. I can't decide.
I can't do stealth, you know me, I'm as subtle as a brick.
I've never played one of these, but I do like the little Hitman figure that we got from EGX years ago. It used to sit in my old office at work until one of the deputy heads came in and took it because she liked it. Luckily,
what now?
I had several spares, so I just got another one out of my drawer of toys. Yeah, she said, "That's great." And Smoothman, being a monster, said she could have it, thinking we'd because I used to get it out every Thursday, and we had the red tie Thursday rule. If it was Thursday and Hitman was on the filing cabinet, I'd send him away to get changed if he didn't come in a red tie. So he gave Hitman away, looked all pleased with himself, and I just opened up my drawer of toys and just got out another one because we were given so many of these Hitman toys.
They were throwing them away. That year made me think EGX was like a treasure trove. I can't say it, treasure trove.
A treasure trove.
And then they've never been that forthcoming with gifts as they were that year.
They gave us all them drinks, though.
They don't even do that
do you remember
anymore,
that?
do they?
God, I was like, what drinks? But yeah, God,
The energy
diabetes
drinks where you
day.
just have one mouthful and then throw them away. You couldn't
man.
drink a whole can.
Yeah, they were big cans, weren't they? They were the big boy cans, and they you could have like
That were resealable as well.
The XL was covered in those cans and sticky floors by Thursday afternoon. It was ridiculous.
God, I reckon I've probably still got that lining my lungs now, and my insides are probably still blue. God, I miss that. I want to be able
What
to
was
just...
that called? Does that drink still exist, or was that just...
Why do I want to say it's called something like Tornado or something like that? It was
something like that.
Tornado sounds right, yeah.
It was just something that would kill you out in the wild.
Alexa news. Baked beans brunch now is what we've got on there.
Nice. They need to do a deal with Monster. I mean, if we go to EGX later this year and they've got Mango Loco everywhere, Kev, I'm gonna die. I tell you now, if we go there and there's Mango Loco being handed out to people, I need to go home because I can't be in a room full of mango drinks for free. I'd die.
Why?
I'm just I am Mango Loco. I'm just a fiend for it. Can't handle it, Anna. I can't be left with mango drinks on tap. I would die.
We have loads of frozen mango that we blitz up and make smoothies
Don't
with.
leave me alone with it because it'll be gone. I'm just
Just don't go in our freezer.
yeah. Just keep me. I mean, it's more than 80. It's 80 steps away from where I'd likely be because you're near the front door, aren't you? So, yeah.
It tastes like Solero. You know the orange stuff outside of Solero. Tastes like that. It's delightful.
It does. I might make those smoothies for breakfast tomorrow. I fancy one now. You've reminded me they exist.
Son of a gun. I'm just living in a
Mango
mango-free house.
smoothies for everybody.
I used to spend when I was a student nurse on £500 a month. I used to spend probably 200 quid of that on mango smoothies from the Costa near my flat. I mean, I had no money to live off. I was eating noodles and living off noodles and mango smoothies from Costa. They were ice blast things, and they were so cold. I used to be constantly unwell from the amount of ice I was consuming because the mangoes were just
You're
so
an idiot,
nice.
and you probably, as with every drink you've ever got from anywhere, you'd probably finished it before you left the room.
I have to finish it so I can buy another one while I'm there before I get to my lecture. You know, I can't. I have a problem with mangoes. They're like, I mean, of all the things in the world to be addicted to, you know, there could be heroin, cigarettes, alcohol, but no, mangoes are
Yeah, but they're all cheaper than mangoes.
I mean, they are, but they're not gonna kill me as quickly. Not as quickly. That's the wrong way around.
It's fresh then.
I mean, do you know what? I used to get it with my meal deal, but it's not as good as solid as it is as a liquid. I think I'm just lazy, to be honest. I should just get a mango drink and ignore the mango chunks because I had the mango drink. I'm just ridiculous. I once got off a train because I saw their machine had a mango bottle in it, and I went out, got the bottle from the machine, and the train pulled away, and I had to stand at the station for an hour waiting for the next one. Very disappointed. I thought he had time.
If anyone else said that, you'd assume it was a gag, but with him, we know he actually did it.
In the Coke advert, they get out of the train, they buy a Coke, and they get back on, and it's all fine, but not for Sheepdog, no. I had my stuff with me. I did think this could go wrong. If I'd have had more faith in Coca-Cola, I'd have left all my stuff on the train, and I'd have got out and bought the drink, but no. I mean, I reckon the conductor just saw me and thought, I'm going to screw with him.
You're an idiot.
Yeah.
But he's our idiot.
I'm not claiming any ownership of him. Pab, continue.
Sorry, yes, of course. So, we've played Hitman. We will continue to play Hitman. The other thing I've played, I've continued to play. Well, good news. We got to level 100 on Fortnite.
Good news.
Excellent work.
Not the full amount of money had to be paid to get to that full level of 100. Only about 12 levels instead of the 25 that I was going to buy. I managed to work it down to about 12, so it was not too bad. The new season's out. New season of Fortnite is upon us.
I think you're the only person in the world who cares.
No, people care.
I know children who care. Well, I don't really know.
I think you're the only adult in the world who cares.
People care. It's a good game.
Is it?
There's a whole single player element to the start of this season where you play like a solo kind of story based level. They're going a lot heavier on story content this time.
Isn't it Lara Croft? I saw that.
Lara Croft is in it this time. Yes. One of the skins is Lara Croft outfits. 2 different ones. Also Raven, I think. Raven, DC's Raven. Is it that right?
Yeah, Teen Titans.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So she is into this season as well.
That's
but
unusual.
so far, they've changed. They obviously every time there's a new season, they kind of change things up, and the map is slightly adjusted, ever so slightly. Things have been shifted in and out, or what have you. Weapons have come and gone, but there's no crafting in the game. So you have to get materials, and you get materials for building, but it tends to be like... So there's also animals now in the game. So to craft items, to upgrade your weapons and stuff like that, you need either mechanical parts or bones. So you then need to kill animals or destroy vehicles. And I see what they're doing. I see where they're going with it, but it's just a tad frustrating and a bit tedious. So you start off with very basic, like, makeshift weapons, and you have to then get the better weapons, you have to craft them and upgrade them. And it's great, but it kind of takes away... For me, it takes away a little bit of, like, what the purpose of the game is. It's a battle royale where you're going to be shooting all these other people, but I find myself just running around trying to find cars now that I want to shoot, or trying to find chickens, rather than concentrating on the game, and it's distracting me from the actual main purpose of the game, which is to keep an eye out for people and kill instead of being killed. And yeah, it's fine. Also, they put a bow in there now. There's a bow and arrow now in there which you can craft and you can upgrade. So you can have arrows that are like explosive arrows or gas arrows, or I think there's like...
They added arrows. They got to deal with DC, but they didn't put Oliver Queen in there.
He was already in it last season.
All right, okay. I was going to say, I was like, hang on a minute. That seems...
He was in it last season with a Flash and plenty of other ones. Aquaman was in it, I think, the season before. So yeah, all the DC characters have probably been in it by now. I'll continue to play Fortnite, and hopefully they iterate it on it and tweak it enough to where it becomes more enjoyable, or either that, or I become enough used to it that I kind of adapt to it rather than they adapting to me, which is probably how it's going to go. They're probably not going to adapt to me. I'm going to have to adapt to it. Let's be honest.
Have you tried writing to them?
No, not yet. No, I'm waiting. I'm penning an angry email for them, but not sent it yet.
I'm currently formulating an angry email to EA because I ran out of space on Simpsons Tapped Out. I literally can't build any more in it, and they keep bringing.
I
out
really
events.
hope their reply is, "You're the only person still playing the game.
Yeah.
Please stop."
I'm hoping that's the case, and they'll go, "All right, Sheepdog, you're literally keeping this game alive. Let's expand the world you're in." So yeah, write them that letter, Pab. You never know. You might be the only person. They'll be like, "Oh my god, there's an adult playing this. We've never had any email before." Yes, sir, we'll fix this. But I don't see what EA want me to do. If they want me to play their game, how am I supposed to play it any further when they've not given me any expansions? So you just say the same to them,
You
Pab.
could bin some stuff off.
Yeah, but I can't. It all counts towards my score.
You finished it, haven't you? Can't uninstall.
That is a really good way of putting it, Pab. Never thought about that before.
Or you could just delete it and start again.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I'm level.
See if you can beat your previous score.
I capped out the level cap, and now I've capped out the. I mean, the thing is, Bouncy, who's a swine, has this building that lets you buy more space, but I can't buy more space. It's all locked, and I have to get tickets to unlock it. But he has a building that generates tickets, so his town has like 50 more spaces than mine. So he's nowhere near filled here.
Wait, so it is possible then?
Yeah.
So
get more space.
you've messed up somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
better at it
no,
than you.
I think he actually was such a whale. He paid money towards something that they released about 5 years ago that isn't available in any way, shape, or form now. And at the time, I didn't know what it did. I didn't know it had that feature. I wouldn't have paid money for it anyway, but it's not available, so I'm stuck. But Bouncy obviously went, "Oh, I'll buy that," and then I don't think it had the ability straight away. I might be wrong, but he's maxed out all the land and has a massive empty space, whereas I am sat here going,
Why don't you buy some of his land?
"Well, I can't, because I can't do that. It doesn't work like that."
Make him an offer. He's trolling you on Twitter at the moment.
I know he is. I was responding to him a minute ago.
Good.
He said, "How hard is it to complete FTL?" Literally as I was moaning about how hard it was. That's bizarre. I think he's Alexa. He's listening to the podcast live somehow.
Well, I always patch him in over FaceTime every week. He always listens live.
He's just on mute.
He's been our producer for the last 3 years.
Is he doing all the
You've
editing?
got to stop ignoring him. Yeah.
He puts the adverts in and then Pab unticks the box every week.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
Who's that little voice in our ears telling us when we've only got 2 minutes left and we've got to start winding it up?
Oh, crikey. Well, Pab, you better finish your games, mate. Sorry I keep interrupting you.
Yeah, you've interrupted, all right.
You're on Fortnite, now you're on...
No, that's it. But the last game I've played, I'm going to talk about, and I would say it's probably the best game I've played this year.
Yeah.
It's a game that's on PS Plus right now. It's called Maquette. I think it's on PS. It's only on PS5. I don't know. I didn't look this up, but I know it's out on PS4. I don't know if it's on
Kevin
PS.
had downloaded this, I believe.
I have downloaded it.
It is amazing. It is absolutely.
How did you see I'd downloaded it, Anna?
Because you had your PlayStation on the other day.
Did I?
He's blocked you on
Yeah.
that.
Oh, jeez. I mean, like, I'm surprised you've turned that back on after your blunder last week and the continuous blunder of what you did last week.
You know
Still
his
haven't
memory
played any of those games.
I mean,
saves over
sure-
itself.
Surely that continues to bite you in the ass now that Horizon is going to be free next month.
I mean, what you got to remember, Pab, is I couldn't care less.
And the fact that a PlayStation Now subscription now gives you £15 worth of game credit to the store as well.
Wow.
I'm never going to use that, am I?
Well, yeah, but
He'd forgotten he'd done this until you've reminded him just now.
Yeah,
This was-
I had no idea, and as soon as we've moved on to the next topic,
He'll
I'll
forget.
forget again.
good point. Okay, so Maquette is a puzzle-based story game where you have like a big, bright, vibrant environment, and you have like you're in like a kind of like a boxed world. You're like a 4 walls, and each wall has like an offshoot of like a building, and you go to each one and you do a puzzle sort of element to it. Now the trick here is it's like in the middle of this box there is like a small model version of the world that you're in, so you can you can put things that are out in the world into the model, and then they become larger versions of themselves because it is as if it like doubles outside doubles what is on the little model version sort of thing, if you get what I mean. So at the start there is like a gigantic cube that's just in the corner of one of the corners, and then you can then take that out of the model, you can pick it up, and then you can carry it around, but then it's gone from the world then, if you get what I mean. So puzzles are based on like making items bigger or smaller based on you taking the big item, putting it into the model version, making it even bigger, or vice versa, taking something out of the model world, putting it in the real world, and then picking it back up in the model world to make it smaller. You get what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's all based around that, but it's also based around the story of it is like pretty much a timeline of a relationship, the story. So it starts off with the very start of you play the perspective of a guy called Michael, I think his name is, and it's his perspective of this relationship that he has with this woman. I think her name is Kenzie. Kenzie sounds right. And it's all done through, like I say, you do these puzzles, but also there's like inner monologues just like appear on walls and stuff like that, and you read them through, and then like the small story elements to it like come up like illustrated. Certain parts like become like an illustration because you had going through an old sketchbook which you had when they first met, and then they did sketches together. So it's all like that. I mean, the game is very, very good, and the voice acting is amazing. It is Bryce Dallas Howard who plays Kenzie, and it's apparently her husband plays the guy is Michael. I didn't know this until today. Yeah, so Bryce Dallas Howard who's she from? She was in Jurassic World, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
What, the blonde lady?
Sorry?
In Jurassic World, the blonde
dinosaur.
lady.
No,
the one who's not Star-Lord, probably.
Yes.
Yeah, the lady
Blue.
girl who was
The lady
in...
one.
The Velociraptor.
So yeah, she's in it, and it is very good. The soundtrack is very, very good as well.
Did she sing that?
No, I don't think so. There's all sorts of different artists on the soundtrack. It's a very good soundtrack. And yeah, I don't want to say too much because the game is like, I think I beat it in one sitting on stream on Saturday. I think it was about 4 to 5 hours long.
So it's a good 4 or 5 years for Sheepdog then before he'll beat it.
Yeah.
He can get years of content out of this.
Yeah, I mean, even longer if you're struggling with the puzzles. So, I mean...
Well, I'd just look them up.
Good point. Oh,
Just
I'll tell you
watch Pab's VOD.
Tell you what else I'd used, because I did get stuck on some of the puzzles, and I used that PS Plus help, that tips menu thing in the PlayStation 5, and pretty much all the puzzles are there. You know that tips thing that's in the PS5?
No idea what you're talking about.
Anna, do you know what I mean?
No.
So you press the PS Plus button,
Yeah.
and it brings up it has what kind of like, not achievement, but like kind of what goal what mission kind of you're trying to do right now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then there's like a little PS Plus symbol down like in the right hand corner or something like that, and you click on that, and it brings up like you can basically the people put the videos up there of what you need to do to get to do what you're doing. So some of the puzzles just seemed like I genuinely don't know what I'm doing. I'm running around for a long time, don't know where it's going, and then I just was like, okay, let's have a look, and then you click on it, bring it up, and it's just there. It's picture in picture. It's there. The little video is there for you to look at, and you go, okay, right now I know what I'm doing. Close it down, and then go back into the game and go about what you're doing. It's a very good feature. Yeah. I think it's very underutilized. It's used heavily in the Astro's Playroom. I mean, they're going to use it in there. It's like I say, it's based on. It's not like user based, so it's not like people can just submit videos to it. It's all based on developers making these videos. So it's very hit and miss as to whether they're going to be there, but it is a very good feature.
See, I was immediately thinking this was just going to be full of wangs.
No.
If it was user based.
No, it's not user based.
Team in it full of wangs.
No,
Exactly.
no.
Kev, I'm talking to you there.
I know who you're talking to. I choose to ignore you.
Kevin.
Ultimate creme brulee, by the way, is the latest recipe.
So yeah, that is Maquette. It's currently free on PS Plus for PS5. So if you haven't got a PS5 yet, but you do have PS Plus, you can bank these games. So
If you haven't got a PS5 yet, get one, idiot.
Yeah. Good luck with that. But yes, it is.
They're not hard
It's
to
very
get.
good. It's
Just
also on
order one
Steam.
from a shop.
You can
People
try.
can't buy them, Kevin.
Yeah.
We bought 2. How hard can it be?
Because we're ridiculous, that's why.
I mean, I bought 2 as well.
Yeah, it's not hard. If we can buy 4 between us, it's not hard to do. We're not scientists.
Shut up. Not that I'm trying to buy one. If everyone on the moment I'm affiliated goes out and links to my bloody Amazon thing, I'll have one by the end of the quarter. Well, next
I mean,
quarter.
there's an offer. There's an offer, boys and girls.
It's like
talking of an offer,
win-win-win.
I'm now going to offer you the opportunity to follow us on Twitter. It's at MGUK Podcast, or you can follow me anywhere on the internet, including now Clubhouse at Lelujo.
What am I on Clubhouse as? I can't even remember. I'm on Twitter as
Obviously something
RB6K.
different.
I think
You
I want
always have to have something different everywhere.
I'm always on everything else as Sheepdog 6K. I was just reading our Football Manager on Clubhouse, Kev. Are you linked with Miles and the
Of
gang
course
on
I
there?
am. What do you think this is?
Yeah, we are on Clubhouse. I'm on Clubhouse. Sheepdog 6K. Follow me there. And on Twitch, obviously.
And I'm at Pab1986 on Twitter and Twitch.
See you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Bye bye.
Thanks for listening, folks.